In April last year, Norfolk Constabulary conspired with violent, convicted criminals to fit up and unlawfully arrest me and two other animal rights activists. Having been attacked, falsely imprisoned, and kept overnight in a police cell, I wasn't too impressed and decided to stage a little protest come art project. With some creative ingenuity, I used the only mediums available to me: my custody greys, a lot of toilet roll, and two vegan lasagnas. At 66% of the RDA, the lasagnas they feed you at the Nick are salty, but not as salty as the police when I flooded and decorated two of their cells. Although they couldn't substantiate charges for anything I was actually arrested for, they charged me with criminal damage for my artwork, claiming it cost over £500 to contract a professional cleaning company. They said this was an unacceptable use of public funds, as if it wasn't an unacceptable use of public funds to spend thousands of pounds on my arrest and a prosecution over a bit of mess. So yesterday I appeared at Norwich Magistrates to answer for the crime of the century: flooding the toilets and painting some walls with lasagna. With a potential sentence of a fine and costs totalling up to £1,000 or a community order if found guilty, the prosecutor tried to get me to plead out by offering two deals, but of course I had two words in response. The CPS was relying on several witnesses. One was a police officer who was only there to exhibit CCTV of the quote-unquote damage to the cell, and a man called Nigel who owns the cleaning company hired to clean the two cells. But unfortunately for the police and CPS, Nigel, their star witness, was a no-show. He didn't answer any of the repeated phone calls made by the prosecutor, who consequently applied for the trial to be adjourned, which we opposed. Noting that I travelled 4 hours to be there and arrived in ample time, and that the prosecution witness had given no reason for not attending, thus there was no guarantee he would on a future date, the bench ruled in our favour for the trial to go ahead. As Nigel's testimony was disputed by my defence and his evidence integral to the prosecution's case, the prosecutor was left with little choice but to offer no evidence, resulting in an automatic not guilty verdict. This is around the 10th consecutive prosecution Norfolk Constabulary has lost against me, and it comes just a few weeks after their failed attempt at slapping me with a CBO. They are an absolute embarrassment. Oh dear Norfolk Constabulary, so much lasagna on your walls, and all in all you're still a bunch of pricks with no balls.